Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. My name is Alan. I am inside. I was actually going to do this video outside, but there's people playing soccer and all this noise and ruckus. And I don't mind a bit of noise and a bit of ruckus, but I thought it might be a bit, what's the word? Uh, Not good. Is might work coercively. No, coercively. Is that the word? Is that the word? It would work against my tarot readings and against me chatting to you because I'll be competing with the noise. You can see I've just come back from work, so yeah. Um, and I want to talk about that, but not in the way that you think. Well, I don't know what you think, but anyway. But before I go on, I just want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you once again for all the likes and the subscriptions. If you're new to the channel, hi. I'm sorry, this is as good as it gets. But no, I just wanted to say thank you for all your kind comments. And I've just been, I don't know, like drowning in the sea of love, especially since the collab with Lena. And but there's also people there that, there's guys that have been with me from the very beginning. And I know who you are, and I really appreciate that too. So let's continue the journey together. Now, what I wanted to talk today about is something it's a bit esoterical or esoteric. I want to talk a bit about spirit guides because if you saw the video that I did a couple of days ago or yesterday, whenever it was, I mentioned about some crap going on at work. Well, there was. I was working with a person. I work in disability and I am an ex-registered nurse, but the nursing is still there. I think it will always be a part of me. As some good friends of mine have said so. People have actually said to me, you know what, you might want to leave nursing, but I don't think nursing is finished with you. And that person was absolutely correct. So you know who you are, and you were absolutely right. Anyway, but I wanted to talk a bit about spirit guides. And having just to preface this, I'm not like a big spiritual guru. I'm just a general knockabout Aussie guy, tarot reader, studied Buddhism, background of Christianity. I'm not a big spiritual guru person, but I can just speak from my experiences. And I've had a few things happen lately, and I thought I'd share it with you. So stay with me. Woo! Okay, so there was this person at work, right? That I work with disability, and this guy was absolutely bonkers. He was he had a history of violence, and without triggering stuff, he had actually assaulted people. I have no idea why on earth he was working with us, but he was causing a lot of problems within the group of people I work with, like a lot. Very much sort of divide and conquer. And I felt very nervous working around him, and he kind of was trying to get me sacked. So he was like saying things behind my back and writing lots of comments and incident reports about me, which I have no idea what they were about. I'd spoken to my managers, and I'm just like, well, any ideas? Anyway, and he created a bit of a ruckus a couple of weeks ago, and he got like a warning. And then 2 days ago, I was one of my colleagues said that he just kind of spat the dummy and was chasing him, um, and it got pretty nasty. And so myself and two other guys, we wrote an email to my boss and we complained about it. And I'd already spoken to my boss about it. Okay, that's the setting. Now I was due to work with this person yesterday, and now we all have spiritual guides, right? And I know I'm not explaining this correctly, so I do apologize if this is a bit jumbled, but I'm sort of doing my best here to try and bring this into context. But we all have spirit guides, and our spirit guides, they just want to take care of us. You know, they might be people that we've known in the past or we haven't known in the past, but they are definitely like, just like, and it's just my opinion, right? I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. But you know how there's always like a lot of traffic around and there's people around and stuff like that. Well, I believe that there's also a lot of spiritual traffic around. And and that's where our guides come in. Like there's spirits everywhere, and there are certainly spirits in my home, and I love it. And I can talk about that sometime, some other time. But there definitely this place has got some spirits in it, but and they're good value. They're nice and protective, and yeah, they're good. They're good. Um, but what I want to say about your spirit guides is that you know when they're around. You know, you will know. Like for me, when there's somebody around from the other side, I get like a tingling. It starts in my head and it goes all the way down to my feet. And that's when I know for sure that there's someone's dropped in to see me. And I often get that before I do my readings. I get that when I go to bed sometimes. And I just know, that when there's somebody around that's just, hovering around. And, or, I might feel like a presence next to me. That happens a lot when I'm going to sleep. Um, and that's fine, they're like, I just like, just come on in, There's the other side of the bed there. If you want to jump in, whatever, just make yourself comfortable. And they know that they're always welcome here. And but your spirit guides are really special, and we've all got them. And so the other night, a couple of weeks ago, I had this dream, right? And I dreamt that there was this young guy, like young blonde guy kind of thing. He rocked up in my dream, and his name ended up being Junior. Now, um, I was assaulted a couple of years ago, uh, and I was okay, but I got hit by this meter-long rod and got me on the shoulder. It was meant for my head, and I've had a few dreams since then, and I've kind of met a few spiritual guides in my dream because I was very lucky that I wasn't injured badly. They got me on my shoulder, but I was okay. Do you know what I'm saying? It happened about 4 or 5 years ago, but I was okay. And anyway, and I've had dreams about them, or I've had dreams about meetings with spiritual guides where I've actually said to them, "Hey, were you with me that night that I was assaulted?" And they're like, "Yeah, I was there." Anyway, and so I had a dream about a couple of weeks ago, and two people came into my dream. There was this young guy, and there's this little old lady. Now, the old lady, she had grey hair in a bun. She was wearing a shawl. She had like a walker frame, and there was a third person, but I didn't quite catch the third person. But two people, there was this young guy and this little old lady. Now, the little old lady said to me, um, I can do wonders in relationships. But her aura, like even in that dream, her aura was like, you know what, you do not want to mess with that. She was just so powerful, and I could kind of sense very protective. And this young bloke, now he, like when you watch Bewitched, like people just pop in like Endora, and she's bang, and she's like, she's on the ceiling, and she's on the sofa, and she's on the chair, or they just pop in. So the young guy, he just popped into my dream the other night. I'd seen him. I met him. Well, I met him. I remember dreaming about him about 2 weeks ago. So anyway, so I'm going to work yesterday, and I'm dreading having to work with this guy because of what he'd done the day before. And I'm just thinking, oh God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I just said to him, I went to bed that night, 2 nights ago, and I had a chat to my guides, and I just said, help, help, help. I don't know what to do. I need some protection, and I need some help because I'm freaking out. So help. Anyway, so I went to bed, and then the young guy turned up in my dream. Now, uh, how I how I knew that he was one of my spirit guides is I got my pendulum out, and um, I asked a few questions, and I got my good friend Igor to read about it, and I spoke to Lena about it actually. Um, so I got some opinions, but I went with Igor, and we did some readings on it. And Igor's just this beautiful guy, and a really good friend of mine. who knows. Anyway, so he lives close to me, so we catch up and we do cards regularly, and I absolutely love Igor. And so we did these readings, and I told Igor about what had happened. And anyway, so sure enough, we did the readings, and he got his pendulum out, and it was one of my guides, and the lady was as well. So anyway, so I knew that these people I was dreaming about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago were some guides that had just kind of revealed themselves to me. And as I said, we've all got guides. We have all got guides. It doesn't matter who we are, we've all got spiritual guides, and they just want to help us. And so 2 nights ago when I went to bed and I said help and blah blah blah. So this young guy, this guy popped up in my dream. And I was just lying down. He just popped up, and in the dream we were talking about something, and I don't remember what it was, but we were talking about something. And I remembered I texted my friend Igor in the morning before I went to the shift, which was yesterday. And I said, I think this guy turned up in my dream last night, and I think I'm protected. I think I've got something's happening here. And Igor, we responded and stuff like that. And Igor basically said, no, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So Igor, if you did anything to help with that, thank you. But I was really nervous about going to work. So I get to work and I started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the person I was very concerned about started at 10. So I'm thinking, okay. Now at 9 o'clock, I get a message from my boss. You're the only person that's working today, which meant they'd cancel this shift. The next thing I know, on the next roster, this person isn't there at all. Then my immediate boss rings me. He says, "Hi, on how are you?" And I said, his name is Ash. I'm like, Ash, thank you for getting rid of him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And anyway, and so Ash said we had a talk about that. And then Ash said to me, "Listen, do you want someone else to work with you tomorrow because you've only got the one person on?" And I said, "Yeah, I want someone to work with me because I'm looking after two people." Done. So another colleague came in today. But the thing is, I really believe that my guides, they sorted it. They actually heard me and they sorted it. And they they got rid of this person, you know. And I don't wish this person any harm, but it was only a matter of time before one of us got assaulted by him because he has a record of violence, and I'll leave it with that. But here's the thing, I was just really nervous about it. But my guides, they took care of it, and I know this is maybe a bit weird to people or a bit esoteric or a bit esoteric, but I just wanted to share it with you. Because in the midst of all this madness, like, we do have our guides, and sometimes, like me, it was very much like, help, help. And they kind of showed up, and I really do believe that this young guy turned up in my dream. He was like saying to me, when I look back at it in retrospect, he was like saying, "Hey, Alan, I got you covered, bro. I got you covered, mate. I got you covered." And literally all I said was help, because I didn't know what to do and I didn't know how to react. And there's a whole other story behind that, which is too long to kind of go into right now. But the essence of it is that my guides looked after me. Like, I really believe that they sorted it. They looked after me. And I just kind of want to encourage you, like, wherever you are in your journey, um, to tap into your guides, and they will reveal themselves to you how they do. Like for me, I tend to dream a lot. When I love, I'm a I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm an insomniac. I mean, I have no body clock because I did all these shift. I've done shift work for most of my life. So I sleep when I sleep, when I'm awake when I'm awake. But when I dream, and I love it when I dream, and I love it when I go to the other side, or if I've had a lot of those dreams, um, where I'm just tapping into something on a different level. And I'm not anybody special with that. I mean, we've all got that ability. If you're open to it, your guides, they will come through in your dreams, or they will definitely come through. And, some people, they might, get a certain smell, or they might hear a certain song, or they might remember something, and you know that your guides are there. And I don't know, I just really felt that I wanted to share this story with you guys, with you folks. As crazy as it might seem. Um, and I wanted to do a bit of a reading about it as well. I just wanted to do a reading, um, just about what our guides want us to know. And so I've got an oracle deck, which is the Moonology, I love this oracle deck. It's just so beautiful. Um, Maybe being a Scorpio, water sign, I don't know. But I just wanted to um, share that with you, and maybe we can go from there. And I know that this is a really strange reading or whatever, but I just kind of feel that, you know what? This is what I need to do right now. So stay with me. I was going to do all this political tarot and stuff, and I just thought, no, I need to do this. Um, yeah. So I just wanted to ask this oracle deck what our spiritual guides have to say to us as a collective. And yeah, I mean, yeah, so I don't know. Just a mad Aussie. Anyway, with his bees. But anyway, so just a message from our spirit guides. What do our spirit guides want us to know? What do our spirit guides want us to know? What do our spirit guides want us to know? Okay. And the card is You Are Good Enough, Full Moon in Virgo. All right, I'm just going to look this up. I'm going to hit you on pause. Going to go to pause, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, folks, I had to put the light on, so I'm sorry about my glary head. I was trying to avoid that. But anyway, this is what it says. So, you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. It says, it's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humbled to the point of self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests that maybe you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. The full moon in Virgo is a time to declutter your life, your home, your office. It's time to sort out what it's time to sort what's good in your life and what's not serving you. It's also time to clear out the energies via salt, baths, and meditations. To practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. So the takeaway from this is to know that we're good enough and to try and be grounded. And if you are in a position where you can safely walk on the earth barefoot, which is a lovely thing to do, but if it's not safe, don't do it. But you know what I'm saying? I hope this resonates with people. I'm totally going out on a limb here. That's okay. Sometimes you've got to take a risk, and that's okay. I just feel really compelled to say this. Um, but that's the message that our spirit guides want me to know and would like you to know that we're good enough, and And it's so easy to feel so beaten down with what's going on and kind of destroyed by the endless trash that's floating around in the stratosphere. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy to kind of feel crushed by that. But just know that you're good enough, folks. And I'm good enough, and you're good enough, and we are good enough. So, and just if you have the chance, tap into your spirit guides, however you do that. And like me, if you feel that you're pushed up against the wall, just help, help, help. I need some help. So, you know, we are all okay. We are all spiritual beings, Inside this is a spirit. I just happen to be draped in this white mess. Do you know what I mean? This is just how I'm presenting myself in this life. But there's something deeper in here. And it's the same with you guys. There's an essence, there's a spirit within all of us that moves on and we just evolve but that spirit is there. And sometimes we're on here, sometimes we're on the other side, you know. Sometimes we're spirit guides, sometimes we're not. But we just move through time. And what we've got on now, it's like it's a cloak. It's just a cloak. So if you find that you feel that there's spirits around you or your spirit guides around you, like just say hi. They just want to help. And they it's another way, like in as much as all the readers and I've said too, like, we are better together than apart, right? But also we've got our guides, and our guides just want to help us. So that's my thing for today. I was going to do some readings, but I just thought, no, I just need to open up a bit about that. So I hope that resonates with people. I'm being really honest with you, and I hope it resonates with people, and I hope you can take something from it, and I hope that it makes your journey. I hope it makes your journey easier for today. All right, guys, I'm going to shut up now. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back soon with some cards, and we'll chat soon. And love you to bits. And thank you for watching. And mwah, bye for now. Recording stopped.